And good evening, Eagles fans, and welcome out to the Eagles Nest Coaches Show. We are here on site in Brocato's Breakfast and Lunch and Catering, brought to you by the folks at Brocato's, and of course, 3 Potato More. Could not do a bit of it without those guys. I am Doug Gann with 446 Sports. Delighted to be here with you tonight, alongside of head coach David Perkins and the voice of the Eagles, Robert Anderson. Guys, welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. How y'all doing today?
Doing wonderful.
Hey, Brocato's has the gumbo every day now.
Every day.
Every day, gumbo.
Gosh.
I had some today. It's very good.
Wow. Then I've got to do that.
Y'all got to come check that out.
What a dilemma, because it's gumbo day and it's chicken fried steak day, and then you get
what you gonna do?
Get here at 11
Pork
and leave
chop
at
day
2.
comes in, so you gotta so come get the gumbo every single day during the fall and winter.
Wow.
Look, and then breakfast in the mornings too.
That just goes without saying.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Look.
Then if you want to, go over to 3 Potato More and get you the best baked potato,
like this
large in town, you know.
Like that.
How about that?
I'm going to tell you,
That's a two-mealer.
If anybody wonders why it's not my clothes shrinking that's the problem.
You can say that.
I do, and it doesn't work out at all.
Yeah.
At all.
We understand that.
Big show lined up for us tonight. Great crowd that is out here, of course. Excited about having the Menard Apostles for Christ out here, the MAC team. They'll come on and they're going to visit with us. They're our special guest on here. Of course, we've got our Express Pros Lineman of the Week, and that's a little bit of a unique situation. We'll dive into that as well. Our Southern Air Cool Play of the Game and our Sabine Steak Player of the Game. And well, that's a little bit of a unique situation there, too. So it's going to be one of those nights, Coach.
Absolutely. So we got some guys lined up to come talk on air to some new guys.
Yep.
And we'll talk a little bit about the Church Point game and what the Port Barry game coming up.
That's right.
Big game for us.
Just finished up Week 9, getting ready for Week 10. The playoffs are right around the corner, and we'll start to look ahead. All of that will come to a head. You guys play tomorrow night, so we'll kind of jump into that as well, and you'll have Friday night off to watch some things that are going on, and everybody's going to be keeping an eye on the power rankings come Saturday.
Yeah, I would dare think that Thursday night football, tomorrow night, the most Thursday night football, I think tomorrow night would be it, because it's a great opportunity, like you said, to go and get a, after you play on Thursday, you got kind of a good idea of who you're going to go play within 2 or 3 teams. So you can either go watch them, or, you can watch them on something similar to what we have right here. So that's what we plan on doing. So I love playing Thursday night, Week 10.
Right.
Look, that's and still, you're not letting them off school the next day.
Absolutely not. And of course, our assistant principal's sitting over there, and she's already told me about that. So they got to be in school on time. They're not going to be able to come in late or anything like that. So
she did say that she was willing to go on the show tonight.
She did.
So
yes, I don't think she hears us over there.
No,
but
she's not paying attention, and that can only tell you that the food's good. Everybody is paying attention and eating and not worrying about the rest of it. I will tell you, try the chocolate cake that's out there.
Hey.
Yes.
We had, we got a little bit of bite of that right off the bat.
It's been 40 some odd years since I was able to lick the bowl and he had it. So
that long?
Yeah, it's been a long time. But anyway, we got a lot of football to talk about too. Week 9 didn't end up like you guys had wanted. It turned out to be a rough one on a couple of different aspects.
Absolutely.
So let's just dive right into that.
Yeah, went up to Church Point, and they're a great. They had 80. I think they had 80 guys on their roster, but man, they are a really good team, a really, really good defensive team. And I talked to their coach for a long time before that game, and they're really well coached. He used to coach up in Mississippi, up there. It's in some of the junior college areas, but. We had a good game plan against them. Defense played lights out. It was 24-7. It's close going into the fourth quarter. We got big play on defense that kind of kept us in the game there early, and kind of rode that for a while. Jake got hurt. I don't know, a lot of people know this already, but Jake got hurt late in that game, so that we have to take that one on the chin, and we got to get somebody ready for that position this week, and we've done that this week, and I think we got a good shot going to Port Barry and winning that game.
And look, and that's a big one. Let's talk about Jake real quick too, and that give us I guess for those that may not have heard, what's the prognosis on that?
Yeah, Jake's going to be out for the season, but we're going to find ways for him to help us other ways. He's going to kind of coach up our guy that we got, the number 2 quarterback, which you will be interviewing here tonight.
Yes. Yep.
And he's excited about doing that. But, Jake can help us in a whole bunch of different ways. He's got to do it on the sideline. Jake's giving it hell this year. He's played tough, hard-nosed football, throwing it, running the offense. He's done a really great job this year of it. And just kind of caught up with him on he got caught late in the game on a sack, and, just kind of went down kind of awkward. And so he got injured, and he got that checked out this week, so he'll be out.
Well, our thoughts and prayers. Just as fine of a young man as you'll run across, and there's always room for him in the booth. I can promise you that.
He would love that.
We'll put a headset on him, no doubt. Robert, you told us a little bit about that too, and that was just that was a tough spot.
It was a tough spot, and like Coach was saying, it's a very good Church Point team. I mean, they're big. The number 0, number 31, and then they came back with with that big running back. And he was a big bruiser. It was a big kid.
They're a good team, he came and asked me after the game what he thought, because they're in there with Kinder,
right,
and Agena. So, and I think they're kind of looking at that one of those could be his opponent here, maybe in the second round. And he was just kind of thinking, we've played them both. What I think if it could be him. So that's the kind of things coaches talk about. But man, they're really good. And they're a physical team. They're good on defense. They can man you up pretty good. They blitzed a lot on us, and man, they're just a good, talented, physical, but they're athletic too. They have an athletic team, and they're well coached.
And one thing about between you're making Kinder and Gina, they have a kicking game too.
Absolutely.
And that's something that may decide a game. Late in the playoffs, if someone could come in and hit a 35, 40-yard field goal, and something that we hadn't seen out of Gina or Kinder as far as being able to do that.
Yeah, Church Point kind of gives you the whole deal. Kinder, really good on offense. Gina also with their running game, but Church Point kind of gives you all that. They give you offense, they give you defense, they give you special teams. They hit that 35-yarder against us, and that was a big play at that time because they had missed an extra point. The score was 13-7. Looks good for us, a touchdown, an extra point, and, we take the lead. So they got that right before the half, and that was big for them. So you're right, the special teams for them is good, and it might have helped them down the road.
And you told me they had how many on their roster?
I said 80, but they had exactly 79 and only 7 seniors. It was very interesting, and he told me he had 106 in the middle school or the junior high.
What is their looks at reclassing, or do they just have that many people participate from that school?
Yeah, he just says that, they don't have soccer,
right?
Or some other of those little small sports, so they just all play football. And, it's got great community support right there at Church Point. And, it's just one of those small-town Friday night kind of towns.
Exactly.
It just blows my mind more than anything, a 2A team. Would that mean because, you guys sitting at 40 on the roster maybe?
40, yeah.
40 there. So you're talking about double that on it. It's just.
No, they're a 3A team.
Are they? Okay. So see, and that's the quirkiness of these districts and the way these divisions and the way everything works out. Of playing these games.
Well, they're in Division 3.
I guess so.
Non-select, so they're in there with Kinder, who's a AA team, and so there's 3A teams in it with AA teams, and I don't think it's fair.
I think you got to get the abacus out to figure out just where everybody goes.
And then you're going to have, because they passed the thing in January where all 4A teams will be in Division 2. So now you got to put some 3As up there, or you put them down here. What are you going to do? You going to put some 5As in the 4? What you going to do?
Unless they change their mind again. Did I say that? Oh, gosh, yeah. You can email Robert at 446sports.com, and that'll take care of that. Yeah, no. Look, I'm not tasked with figuring out how that works. I do think, though, that they did the right thing by saying if you're 5A, you're in Division 1, and anything below that. Because you look at a Tioga, you look at a Turlings Catholic, and those that are going to come out of a very tough division and then go up there with your Edna Cars and St. Augs and Alexandrias and teams like that, and you're just like, man, it's just.
And then, talking about what we're going to do, we're in Division 3 select, but we could end up in Division 4 select. I don't know. We're on the bottom end of the 2A as far as enrollment goes, but there's a lot of 1A schools or a lot of Division 4 schools, so we're kind of waiting on that. We have gotten the decision on some of the smaller sports and what divisions they'll be in. but not the major sports. As of yet, and there's a big meeting coming up on November 12th too.
Yeah,
if you know about that.
It's a soapbox that I don't want to even
open.
get on board with. But you hear a lot of things when you talk about this. Coach, let's put a bow on that game from Friday night. We'll talk about it. Let's jump in and our Express Pros Lineman of the Week. Robert had some good insight. I like to get with Robert on the weekend and talk about these things. But he was very impressed with this young man.
You know, Peyton Procell, coach, defensive lineman, and came in. He had a tackle for loss, and a sack. Then late in the fourth quarter, he played a very good ball game, and coming in, and he's our quarterback here, toward the end. So that was, Peyton played well all year.
Absolutely.
And he's a good-looking kid, and I'm just proud of him. To say, hey, Peyton Procell is our lineman of the.
Absolutely,
sure.
he didn't play last year, so he's playing this year, so he's still kind of learning, and he's one of our bigger guys. I mean, we got a small team, but he's one of our bigger guys, and he's played well all year. He plays, his gap, and he plays his position very, very well. It goes good, goes really good chemistry with those other two sophomores that are starting right there, so it's well deserved.
That's the uniqueness, and we alluded to it a little bit at the open for this, is that he is our Express Pros Lineman of the Week for the defensive line, and he'll get the start at quarterback next week on here.
This week?
Tomorrow. This week. Tomorrow night. We've seen the arm that he's got during baseball season, no doubt about it. But what is it moving him in a little bit early? But that's just a unique situation. So I got to believe he won't play D-line tomorrow night.
No, we're not going to put him in a D-line, which gives someone else an opportunity to play that. But we'll talk a little bit about him playing the QB. He did start in all the JV games that we played this year, and he was able to play in those. And then he's able to do this stuff in practice. He's got all the reps this week. So, he's ready to go. He's got a good head on his shoulders, and he's got a good idea of how to play the quarterback position, and Coach Ortiz and Coach Redmond, and Jake, they've helped him out this week, and they're going to help him out tomorrow night on that sideline, with plays. And actually, Aiden Moran, one of our running backs, he'll be, standing there right beside him, and he's going to help him out a little bit too. So I know he's very excited about being able to play that position. There's not too many guys that can go from defensive end and then go play the quarterback position.
That right.
So, we'll see what happens. Like I said, he's a great athlete. He plays basketball, plays baseball. Like you said, he's a pitcher, but he's also a great hitter. So we'll see what he's got tomorrow.
We're looking forward to visiting with him, but that is very unique. Something else that is unique as we roll into our Southern Air Cool Play of the Game is you're going to hear the same situation in that
and
too.
It should be.
And that was such a unique opportunity. And we saw the video on there looking back and forth at, is it a pick six, a fumble return for a touchdown, whatever it was very electric, Robert.
It was. We got good, during the night we did get good pressure on the quarterback. And on that situation, I think it was Jack Simpson had a lot of pressure on him. And he made an ill-advised, pass. And Sam takes it to the house 85 yards for a touchdown, And that was a big momentum play right there, too.
Oh, absolutely. They had all the momentum. They had already scored. They were driving again. And then, it's been interesting to know officially what would have happened if he wouldn't have caught that, if they would have said that was incomplete pass or they would have said that was a fumble recovery. But I think we saw it as an interception.
We see it as an interception.
T-Sam told me, he said, I was running the whole time. I was scared they were going to catch me, but he's a pretty fast guy.
85 yards is a long way to go.
It really is. And he was, I'm not sure if he was on a blitz or not, but, man, he was in the right position at the right time. And we had put tremendous pressure on that quarterback.
We did.
I think there might have been a third down play right there. And he tried to make a play and, boy, it turned out to be a big momentum switch for us. So it kept us in the game for a long, long time. So a big play by the defense, and it's well deserved.
Look, you go back to it, and we took and saw the video and would slow it down, and I mean, the knee was about that far from being on the ground too, and it just being a sack, and to the naked eye, to the live speed. you see the play, and that's where I applaud the officials in these games, is let the play out, and they did that, and everything that we saw, it was correct. So pick six, if it's recorded that way, then it doesn't matter. He's still the 85 yards to the house.
Yeah, and we had a good crew out there. I was able to talk to those linemen. On, they switched now, so they were really good. It was a young crew, except for the white hat, but you could tell they were a little bit experienced, and I think that might have been the best crew we've had all year.
You're right.
So the Southern Air cool play of the game was an 85-yard pick six from T-Sam Brocato, and so tremendous play there, and congratulations to him on making that play.
Not even here tonight.
No, I think
but they got
they
the
had the confirmation going on tonight, and so I think it's a thing where folks just don't show up to receive their game ball either.
It seems like it's a thing right now.
You've got, how many of those do you have in your office?
Well, I keep them in my office, and then when they come in, they want them, but I keep them a couple of days, and then I finally give it to them. So I've had about 4 of them in there, I believe.
Exactly.
Well, I think this is number 4 tonight.
Can't really argue about this one, though.
No.
I'll get in trouble with that one.
Tell us a little bit more just about the rest of the game from, and it's no secret, of course, T-Sam Brocato is our Sabine State Bank Player of the game.
Right.
So tell us just a little bit about the overall game that you saw.
Well, like I said, it was a physical game. I guarantee you that. But the defense played really well. We kept them from the end zone on several other occasions. They probably could have had a few more points. We drove the ball a little bit in between the 20s. We just couldn't get in the end zone. Man, if we could have got another score or two, man, it would have been tight, really tight down the stretch, and that would have been a good, fun thing to do. But like I said, it was a pretty quick game. Also,
it was.
A lot of running. Man, their running back was a bruizer, son. I'm telling you. I don't know if you saw the Vols game, but it almost kind of like their big guy.
Very similar
kind of runners
between those two guys.
I think the game against us was the most rushes that kid had all year long. Because we watched about 5 films on him. He didn't run it that much, but they were having success. Just pounding it, and when you get late in the season, and if you're able to win a game, by running and getting out of there in a couple hours, as a coach, man, that's a smart thing to do, and that's what they did, and that's probably what I would have done also.
Oh, I would have too.
Look, the ability to run the football, and you hear coaches talk about it all, these 2 and 3 yards runs early on turn into 6 and 7 yard runs later on, and if you can establish that running game, boy, it sure puts a bind on the defense that's having to slow that down.
It really does, and and their quarterback was a good quarterback, and then like you talked about, the slot guy and their receivers, man, they were pretty good too.
They were.
They play as far as their defense. Like their defense was the probably most physical defense we've played this year, and they were able to man us up a little bit. They were tough, and they just outplayed us. And like I said, if we could have got a couple good big plays right there, it might have been a little bit different down the stretch.
What does that do to vault you into tomorrow night's game? And we'll go ahead and talk about that a little bit. That Port Barry game tomorrow night.
Okay. Well, we just went through like our toughest part of the schedule. You got Kinder and Church Point back to back, and you can throw Vols in there too. They're a very tough team. They're playing Kinder tonight this Friday night for the district championship. But it prepares us to play the whole schedule out. Now you're in week 10, just like Port Barry is. We're banged up. And it's that time of the year, and some of the guys that are playing, they're banged up, and they're just going to have to suck it up, and they're just going to have to play. We've got guys going to the physical therapist this week. We've kind of taken it light on practice as far as the physicalness goes, and just kind of prepared them for what the other team does. Week 10, man, there's a lot of big games this week. We're going to treat this as a big game. We're looking for playoff seeding, looking for that playoff home game, and that's one of our goals, and that goal is right there in front of us.
Look, and that's so important when you look back at the way this all started back from the Jamboree at Northwestern. It's one of those things you wanted to do was compete early. You've certainly done that. Develop these guys, have a lot of fun, show that new offense that you've shown, and it's been successful all season. But if you're not going to get a bye, getting a home playoff game is one of those things, because the festivities here, and the crowd and the atmosphere on there. So it is right there for the taking.
Absolutely, and we have actually discussed that with the team all week. After the practice is over, we talk about that. Big game, don't let it, one of the best things I told them is to give these seniors one more game on this field, and it's great to be able to play at home, but it's also great to be able to play at home in a playoff game.
Right.
And especially if you're a senior, and you got a great chance to win. And then whatever happens after that happens. I just call it's all gravy after that. It depending on if we got the bye, not the bye, if we get the home game,
right, and
we able to win that home game, we should be able to, whoever the next opponent is, at least be able to be in the game against them.
Right.
So we've talked about that. So we want the best seed possible so to make that happen.
Look, and looking forward to that, and we'll talk some more about that throughout the evening. We're going to take a break. We're actually over for this break. This first segment has flown by.
It has.
We're going to visit with, I think we'll save the players till the end of it. I want to get the two groups from the Menard Apostles for Christ up here as well, and then we will talk to our players on there. We'll revisit Church Point a little, or Port Barry a little bit, or Port Barry, as they'll tell you.
Is it Port Barry or Port Barry?
If you're from there, it's Port Barry.
I got you.
Yeah.
I don't want to say the wrong thing.
You just down there, up here, it's Port Barry. So, but it just depends on if you've taken that left and got off onto 190 yet, as how it sounds on there. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll visit with the Menard Apostles for Christ. We'll do all of that. You're watching the Eagles Nest Coaches Show. We're live from Brocato's, brought to you by Brocato's Breakfast and Lunch and Catering and our friends at 3 Potato More. We'll be back right after this.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing to save the day. From keeping you comfortable to plumbing repairs and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, your one-stop solution for AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing or visit us online at southernairnow.com.
Yeah, so what happened out there tonight?
We struck out at home with leftovers, then we remembered walk-ons.
What effect did the situation have?
Spirit soared. Nick took on a burger, Jen obliterated her ribeye po' boy, and speaking of spirits, Laura even scored a real tasty cocktail. She needed that.
Any lessons learned today?
Yeah. Head straight to walk-ons.
Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers, and cocktails. Walk-ons for the win.
When it comes to celebrating big moments, BK Distributors has you covered. From eye-catching fathead decals and senior banners, to custom cutouts that bring your favorite faces to life, we help make memories larger than life. Cheer loud and proud with hand fans and personalized signs, or honor achievements with awards and trophies that shine just as bright as the people who earn them. Whether it's for your school, your team, your business, or your community, BK Distributors delivers quality, creativity, and service you can trust. BK Distributors, where every moment deserves to stand out.
And we are back to the Eagles Nest Coaches Show here at Brocato's, and I don't know if there's ever been a commercial break that's been more entertaining than this most recent one was. But I'm delighted to be here with the MAC team, the Menard Apostles for Christ, and we'll work our way all the way down to the end of Miss Stephanie, and look like she's literally has her hands full.
I do.
Tell us a little bit about this MAC team.
So we have 23 seniors that are on our MAC team. MAC team stands for Menard Apostles for Christ. And these kids just devote their senior year to ministering within and outside of the school. We do retreats. We do Catholic identity activities every month. We do all kinds of stuff all over campus all day long. Anything that has to do with Jesus at Menard, MAC team is involved.
Look, I love that, and we first heard about it earlier in the season when a couple of the guys that were up here told us that they were on there too. And I'll let you introduce, and you've been on here before already, so you ought to be good at this, so we're going to skip you. We'll come back to you, don't worry. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Chris.
I'm Chris Mojica, proud member of the Menard Apostles for Christ.
All right.
I'm Ellie Fairbanks, and I'm on MAC team.
Wow. You see why I talked about it being an interesting commercial break. So you guys, of course, are both seniors because you have to be seniors on here too. Tell me a little bit about the process of becoming a member of this Menard Apostles for Christ.
It's interesting. It's more of an internal process, I'd say. A lot of prayer required to join it. It's deciding when, so you get invited your junior year, and then you have to pray through it, go through it, and then sign an application, get many forms from teachers, recommendation letters, all of that, and then get it through to our overseer, which is Miss Stephanie.
Look, what was that process like when you got your invitation to start doing all of that?
Do you mean once you got accepted?
When you got your invitation on there and it's time to start doing everything on there, one, what was it like when you got the word that, hey, you're invited to do this, and then the hard work that goes along with getting ready to become on the team?
So, like Chris said, it starts off with a bunch of good recommendations from all of your teachers, and you really just have to decide if it's for you or not. And so then you go to an interview process with a bunch of head Menard people and Father Luke, and then from there they decide if they want you on the MAC team.
There you go. So it's not just in the school. Chris has said that you guys go out and around through the parish, through the city, all of this. What is it? Some of the things that you do outside of the campus?
Well, it goes back to ministry into your own church, for example.
Right.
I know Ellie, she does ordinary ministry in, what is it? Extraordinary ministry.
Not just ordinary, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And it goes all around the parish, really. I go in my church, I know I serve with music ministry also, as well as Menard. And yeah, it goes everywhere. We also lead the retreats at Menard, head leaders, and guide everybody else to Christ.
How long, Miss Stephanie, have you been a part of the MAC team?
I've been at Holy Savior Menard for 9 years, and I've had MAC team for 7. So this is my lucky number 17.
What goes into the process of, because I guess right away you're looking at probably freshmen, sophomore, juniors, just extending it on there. What is that process like?
Well, I kind of start watching kids all the way from junior high up.
I guess they are on campus.
Yeah,
right.
Just kind of who has a really outward heart for God, and some of them are super obvious. You can spot them.
Right.
And then every year we have some that really surprise us that I'm not expecting to apply, and they do. Like they said, it is a really lengthy process to become a member of MAC team. Their junior year, they fill out an application, they go through interviews. It's a big application process, discernment process, and it's usually about 6 months before they find out whether or not they got a spot on the team.
So is it something that you've got a group that says, you know what, we're going to invite these people to apply, or is it something that the student says, I'd like to be a part of that?
A little bit of both. So we go usually in February of their junior year. We'll go into the junior theology classes. I take a couple of our current members, and we just go kind of let them know what it's really about. Because everybody has an idea of what it is, but until you hear it from them. So we go into all the theology classes, share the same information to all of them, and then they decide whether or not they want to apply. And from there, they start the application process. The ultimate decision, they do sit before, we call it a discernment committee.
Right.
And it is a committee of adults who kind of lead them through it and ask lots of questions, to make sure that they have the right intentions and not just this is another thing I want on my resume, because if that's all the only reason that you want to do it, you're not going to make it through the year, because it is really tough.
What is it that's tough about it that you guys do?
I don't think anything is tough about it.
I think if anything, it's just your habits of constant reflection and prayer. I mean, for me, it's always something that I've wanted to do since I was younger.
Yeah,
since I was in junior high, I always looked up to that.
What is it? So I guess the folks that have been on there through the years before you too, what kind of an impact did they leave on you?
I mean, leaders, they were way ahead of me. I saw, hey, I want to do that. I want to reach out to other people, lead them to Christ, become like them. that's what influenced me to join this team.
Look, I think that's one of the things that we've talked to the administration about too, is that this is way more. And you saw it on the commercial that's out from Menard as well. There's a lot more to Menard than just education and being a Catholic school. I mean, there's a deep relationship that you guys are building. Tell us a little bit about how your time on the team has maybe strengthened your relationship with Christ.
I would say just like having the community of the team,
Right.
like knowing that you're not the only one like that's wanting to have this like really good connection with the Lord, and just having like all of your best friends like pushing for you, and like they're on your side for it, and like they're there to help you like in any way, shape, or form.
Look, it's just when we first heard about it, and this is the first year that I had heard about the Menard Apostles for Christ, I just think that it is this should be in every school that's out there too. And I understand the public school systems, whatever they have, but it's got to bring you a lot of satisfaction knowing that you're shaping such great leaders in Christ, not just in the world.
Right, oh, absolutely. And I tell all of my teams, I've told them from the time that I took them, if your faith life is defined by MAC team, you're going to be in a lot of trouble when you graduate high school.
Right.
My goal is to make them productive MAC team members, but it's just the ministry that they're involved in right now.
That's just, look, that is great.
He's used to it. But that's just the ministry they're involved in right now. The ultimate goal is just to help them grow closer to Christ and develop their own relationships and their own faith life before they go to college. Because the goal is to get them to have the strength and the courage to live their faith very boldly and then take it out into the world, both as a senior by serving in their parishes and doing retreats for our feeder schools like Crumpsucker and Cabrini, but also then to go to UL and LSU and Tech or wherever they're going and live their faith life there.
Look, I think that's what gets lost on everything, and it gets lost inside the church as well, is in the safety of people around you that are believers with you too. It's easier to have that faith, but when you get outside those doors into what is the church, man, it's the world's coming at you every day. I know it can't have gotten easier when this started too. I mean, life just throws some stuff at you too. How does your faith take you through that?
It's just like, I don't know if you've heard like faith over fear. Like that's kind of what I go by, just like trying not to like get in my head about what others think of me, and just like know that God's got my back in like everything I do.
Chris?
I mean, Jesus is the anchor of my soul. Menard shapes leaders. MAC team has really helped me be a leader. This really is going to influence me to take it into like the real world, like you said. Once those doors open for Menard graduation day, I'm set out free. But I need to have my faith like firm on the ground.
Look, I'm going to tell you that the world just comes at you, but the more that you have His Word in you, that you can handle all of it. And I love what I'm seeing out of you guys. You know, our name is out of Ephesians too. I don't know if you knew, but it's what we live by. And so I'm so grateful for the work that you guys are doing. I hate to cut it short, but we're going to get that other group in here as well. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for what you do and what you're passing on to future generations here at Menard too.
Of course.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll rotate some folks out of here. We'll be back in 1 minute on the Eagles Nest Coaches Show right here on 446 Sports.
In Central Louisiana, you might see me at the ballparks or soccer fields, or we might cross paths at the grocery store. I'm your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, your local expert when it comes to protecting what you love and depend on. I'm Jason Hall. Learn more about how Farm Bureau Insurance can save you time and money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK and let me help you protect your biggest investments. Real service, real people. Farm Bureau Insurance.
Discover golf like never before at Links on the Bayou, Central Louisiana's hidden gem. Welcome to a golf experience like no other. Our Links-style design sets the stage for an exciting and unique adventure. 5 distinct tee boxes cater to every skill level, ensuring a game that's perfect for you. And when you're ready to refuel, head to Becky's Bunker Club for dining with a view, and gear up in our pro shop, ready to elevate your golfing experience. Tee off at Links on the Bayou today. Links on the Bayou, redefining the way you enjoy golf.
And we are back to the Eagles Nest Coaches Show. It rolls on here live from Brocato's each and every Wednesday night during the season. Brought to you by Brocato's Lunch and Breakfast and Catering. And, of course, our friends at 3 Potato More couldn't do anything without those. It is our special guest tonight, the Menard Apostles for Christ, the MAC team on here. And welcome.
Hi. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Look, we'll go ahead and have you introduce yourself to those folks at home that are watching.
Hi, I'm Mackenzie Hamilton. I'm a senior, and I'm on MAC team.
My name is Darren Coe. I'm a senior on MAC team.
Look, you've had a big season. You've been. This is the third time you've been on the show.
Yes, sir.
And ended up, did I see Homecoming King as well?
Yes, sir.
Look, what a year it's been.
Thank you.
Look, that's fantastic. But all of that, tell me about your times on this MAC team. Yeah, go ahead and we'll start with you, Mackenzie.
Okay. My time definitely has been like none other. Like, it's definitely unmatched.
Right.
Like, I expected coming into this, it was definitely like new for me. And now I can just say that like they're all my family. Like, I think of them as family.
That's great. Darren, what about you?
I'd say my time on MAC team has been really fruitful. I've made so many new relationships with my MAC team and with just people around the school. I don't really know what I expected going into it,
right,
but I think that set me up really well, and I've loved every single day.
That brings up a good point, because Miss Stephanie told us, she said there's some they identify early on, and there's some folks that are on here that they say, I never would have imagined that on there too. Is this something that you looked at and said, I'd like to be a part of that when I'm a senior, or did things change in you that said, you know what, now I want to do that?
It definitely changed for me. It wasn't always in my plans. Like, I didn't really realize I wanted to do it until like April,
right,
whenever it was time.
Oh wow, that's late in the game then, to do that too.
Yeah.
What about you? Is it something you've looked at?
I'd say as like a middle schooler, I could have never seen myself on MAC team, but in high school I've realized that I wanted to lead my peers in that way, and especially after seeing my brother lead on MAC team too.
Look, how many of those of you had some siblings that have been through the team?
Oh, gosh. Well, I've had 2 of my own boys on it.
Awesome.
My first 2 teams, they were both on it. Probably 20 to 30 siblings throughout the years.
Yeah.
A lot of them.
When you see that, older, or I guess, what different perspective do you have on it now than you did when you just saw these seniors that were on there? Look, I know that's entertaining, but I need you guys down here for a minute on there. When you saw this group and you just saw it, now that you're on there, how has your perspective changed now that you're a member of this team?
My perspective changed because I realized that it's not going to be the same for everybody. Like, my experience is not going to be the same as Darren's. So it's just different.
That's huge. That's profound. I love that because it just, I don't think anybody's walk is the same. Your walk's not the same as mine. It's just, we all have our different things to go through life. And what a testament it is that you guys rely on each other to continue on, and that's really good. Tell me about the application process. We've heard about how grueling it is. Take me through that.
Well, my application process, it was, as soon as I got like the packet, I was like, I have to get started on it because I don't know if I'm going to know everything on it. But I did my testimony, and that really what was opened my eyes. I was like, now that I have to actually think about this, I have to think about myself. I have to realize what's going on with me. And so then my interview process, I was so scared. Like,
right.
I was so nervous because it was Father Luke and Miss Richardson, and they were like delving so deep into me. And I was like, this is what I need. Like, that's when I realized I want to be a part of something like this.
You had answers you didn't even know there were questions to.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
How has your perspective changed on this from what you saw when your brother was on there, or when other seniors are on there, now that you're on there?
MAC team is a lot more work than I think people realize. There's a lot of behind-the-scenes work that goes into prepping, not just retreats, but like things we do every week and things we do for the school. Like after school today, I was painting a banner for a few hours.
Well, how do you have time for everything that you do extracurricular? Because you were up here with the student council, right?
Yes, sir.
And then before that, what was the group you were up here with?
Eagle Corps.
Eagle Corps. So, and now with it, do you have any spare time at all?
Oh, if I have spare time, I sleep.
That's correct. Look, what is it you've seen out of this group, Miss Stephanie? What is?
Oh man, every group is special, and I'll never pick a favorite.
Right.
I'll say that. That's a constant argument with all my teams. Who's my favorite? I have all 7 teams hanging up in frames in my class, in my office, and I'll never pick a favorite. But every group is special in their own way. This group, they caught on really quick. They catch on really quick to things that I think are going to take longer for them to comprehend and understand. They just catch on really quick. And I do want to point out, like you were just asking Darren about how he's involved in a lot. So many of our kids, that's the case with MAC team. Like we have, football captains, softball captain. I mean, we have student council presidents. We have all these kids go and do everything everywhere else. So, which I think is beautiful because then our younger kids, I have an 8th grader and she looks up to these kids partially because they're MAC team, but then also because they juggle everything and do it well.
Look, that's amazing. All right, we'll finish with this. What's been one of your most favorite memories of your time since you've been on, not the application process, one of the things that you've done? Maybe it's outside at another school or at a church or whatever it is. What's one thing that steps out to you?
I would have to say it was at the 8th grade retreat that we had like a month ago, and we were in small groups and we were wrapping up the day, and they lit up. They had so much joy for the day, and they were so invested, and it made me emotional because I'm just like, I'm really making like an impact on these kids, and I just really want to, even Miss Rich always tells us, you don't always see this, you don't always see the seeds that you sow in someone, and I just felt like I was actually sowing some seeds.
Look, the Bible's very specific about that too. About we just have to sow. We don't pay attention. We just go out and do, and that's a lot of wisdom. And I'm very. Aaron, what about you? One memory that you have out of this?
I'd also have to say the 8th grade retreat we led last month, because it was our first retreat as peer ministers.
Right.
And so we were there all day from 6 in the morning until 4. And I gave a talk at that retreat, and so many kids just came up to me throughout the retreat and told me how much it meant to them.
Look, and that's the blessing that we receive is getting that feedback and seeing those younger people and the impact that you have on lives. Keep up the work that you're doing. That I'm blown away with it too. Darren, one more question for you. Out of everything that you do, what is something that stood out for you? One of the different groups that you're involved in that stood out as a memory for you in your senior year? Besides being on the show 3 times. So I know that's got to be up there.
I mean, most of it's been MAC team.
Right.
Like our MAC team retreat at the beginning of the year. We did some stuff, but it's secret.
Yeah.
I don't think I can say. But it was just a really meaningful retreat, and we got to know each other so much closer.
That is so good. I love it. Do they have an involvement in the next class that comes in, or is that
as far as picking the next team?
Yes.
They kind of will give me their point of view on, or what they might know. They start from in the spring. I'll start telling them, all right, looking at the junior class coming up behind you.
Right.
Now that you know what it takes to be on MAC team, tell me 5 people you think could cut it.
Right.
And that's very helpful to get their feedback. And the team before them did it for them, and so on and so on. So,
do you have is it a 10-person group, or is it just whatever it feels?
It's from year to year. It changes. My biggest team has been 27, which that's a lot of teenagers in one room.
Right.
This is 23. My smallest team has been 15. I can do it with 10. The Lord can do it with 10.
That's
right. It just kind of from year to year it changes.
Well, thank you. This has been the highlight of the day for us, for me as well. It was great to meet all of you, and keep up the good work on what you're doing.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we will be right back after this. Robert's going to join us back here, talk to a couple of the Menard Eagle football players. They'll talk about that big game coming up tomorrow night. That is the Week 10 matchup at Port Barry, and then a little bit about the playoffs, and we'll do all of that when we come back. You're watching the Eagles Nest Coaches Show right here on 446 Sports.
At Louisiana Athletic Club, we believe in keeping fitness affordable. We're proud to offer the most extensive fitness options in the area, all at an unbeatable price. From group fitness and childcare to heated pool and family-friendly amenities in 2 convenient locations, we've got everything you need to stay fit and active as a family. Join Louisiana Athletic Club today, where quality fitness meets affordable pricing and everyone can thrive. Find your fit at louisianaathleticlub.com.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. As the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S., they offer the versatility and reliability to get the job done right all year round. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $6,000.
Find a dealer near you at LouisianaKubotaDealers.com.
Hi, this is Robin with Little Cakes with Big Attitude, and I have some exciting news. Fall is finally here, and that means our amazing fall flavors are ready to go, hot, iced, or frozen. Delight your taste buds with flavors like spiced caramel apple, cinnamon roll, maple pecan, s'mores, and of course, pumpkin spice latte. And just when we thought fall couldn't get any better, we were voted Sinlaw's Choice for Best Bakery and Best Dessert. Little Cakes with Big Attitude in Alexandria or our Pineville location. Stop by today.
All right, welcome back. Here we are at the Eagles Nest Coaches Show. I'm your host, Robert Anderson. Tonight we got, this segment, we got Austin Parra and Peyton Procell tonight, and along with Coach here tonight. So glad, guys, we're glad y'all are here with us tonight. Come on.
Yeah. I'm excited too.
Are you excited too?
Yeah.
You know, Peyton, you're going to be coming into a little bit different role. You know, last week I know we had a tough one down at Church Point, and then you went in from basically a defensive lineman and quarterback. How was that? How was that?
Oh, it was fun. I like quarterback a lot more than defense, so I'm not a big fan of defense.
You're not a big fan of defense?
No, not at all.
But you do a great job at it, though. I can tell you what. You know, watching you for the last 10 weeks, you know, you've done a phenomenal job, and you know, stepping into this role next week is not, it's not going to be easy, but you know, we got a lot of confidence in you tomorrow.
I appreciate it.
You know, and Austin, you know, I know both of you are baseball players as well, so
Yes, sir.
we're going to go out with swinging, you know, as far as toward the end of the season, and I know, tomorrow night's going to be a tough game. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Austin.
I'm a sophomore, play cornerback, and I'm just excited to be on the field, just having fun playing football.
And you are also a catcher on the baseball team,
Yes,
is
sir,
that right?
catcher.
I've been talking to Daddy a little bit about, and you're a catcher.
Yes, sir.
You know, and Peyton, you're also a baseball player as well, and so what position do you play, for Coach Marks over here?
Oh, I play first and I pitch. That's about it, really. Some outfield, some third base, but those are my main two, first base and pitcher.
Now, I know.
Well, do y'all hit?
Yeah.
Can y'all hit?
Oh, yeah.
Can y'all hit a curveball?
Yeah, well, we can.
Huh?
We can.
Okay, so sometimes this is the battery, right? You know what the battery is in baseball? Pitcher to the catcher, that's called the battery.
The battery.
Y'all didn't know that?
No, sir.
Wow.
That must be an old thing.
Yeah, probably
Yeah.
1960s, something like that.
Probably,
right
or maybe 70s.
70s,
Yeah,
maybe
something like
70,
that.
something like that.
Yeah.
But okay, well, sometimes you're throwing the ball to him.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
A baseball. Sometimes. Right? Okay, so now, tomorrow night, you get to throw some footballs around.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
Right.
Yeah, I'm
So how are you feeling about that?
I'm very confident, and I'm excited to do it, so, yeah.
So now you're going from defensive end to quarterback. You don't, I didn't see Too Tall Jones for the old Dallas Cowboys going to play quarterback. So how do you think that transition's going to – will that be easy for you?
It'll be pretty difficult, I imagine, but I think I'll figure it out pretty quick.
Baseball players, they have a tendency to figure that out pretty quick. You play in multiple positions in baseball, you're going to be doing the same thing on the football field as well. So
and you've gotten some starts in the JV games.
Yeah.
We've kind of slung it around a little bit in those games, so it's not like you're just going out there blind. You've gotten all the reps this week.
Yeah, I sure hope I don't throw as many interceptions as I did in JV.
I hope not. We'll see.
Now,
Okay.
Austin, you didn't play football last year. Is this your first year playing football?
For high school,
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Peyton, I'm sorry,
Austin.
Peyton.
Austin.
I know Austin's been playing.
Okay, yeah, Austin. So this is you're in year 2. You actually started as a freshman, right?
Yes, sir.
So tell me how playing as a freshman has kind of helped you, like this year.
Just playing as a freshman, it kind of set like a cornerstone. It's just everything you can kind of improve on, like kind of the stats from last year. You just want to kind of bump up.
Do you kind of feel like it's not? I want to say it's easier, but you kind of you see things clearer, or things like a slow down for you a little bit.
Yeah, it's more of an understanding now. It's gotten a lot simpler to understand and everything.
All right, Peyton, quarterback tomorrow night. Okay, so we're going to call on you to throw the ball and to run the ball, but mostly to what?
Throw the ball.
Throw the ball,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so you got any favorite receivers, or are you just gonna
Oh, Matthew, yeah.
Matthew?
Matthew's my favorite.
You got some other receivers out there, and you got your running back out there, so
you got Cutter
you got to
here.
throw it around a little bit,
Yeah,
right? You use everybody.
I like Cutter too, but mainly Matthew. Matthew's kind of my main guy.
Yeah, I got you. So how you think Aiden 13 is gonna help you? He'll be standing right beside you
No,
during
he's going
this
to help me
play.
a lot. Aiden's helped me a lot in practice this week, so yeah.
Okay, so tell me this now, being a little bit serious. So last week, Jake got hurt, but you had to go in. So last week you were playing defensive end.
Yeah.
That was a rough, tough game. Then you run in there in the fourth quarter and play quarterback.
Yeah.
So how was that?
Well, I was pretty nervous, honestly, but we were already losing at that point, so it was really nothing to worry about.
Yeah. But now you completed some passes. I forget how many it was, 3, 4.
Maybe 3,
something
like that.
Do you think that maybe kind of helped us a little bit?
Oh,
You're
yeah.
not kind of just going in blind tomorrow night?
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely helped a lot.
You led them on a drive toward the end, and just unfortunate, there at the end we had to, snap over your head, and but we were driving for, put some more points on the board. So how, your confidence had to be building, during that drive, saying, what, here we go, let's go,
Yeah.
and tell us about, what do you do what do you do in your spare time? I know both of you are involved in travel ball, so y'all's time is really, you're going from place to place on the weekends playing. I was talking to Austin, your daddy, about the travel ball on the weekends.
Yes,
the
sir.
team out of Thibodaux. So is that what y'all's? It's basically you play football practice Monday through Thursday, game on Friday, and then we're going somewhere on Saturday. Is that sort of how it is?
A lot of the times, yes, sir.
Yeah,
So-
we don't play too much during the fall, though.
Yeah.
Tell me about y'all's summer schedule. I know we do summer workouts and things, and obviously I get y'all schedules from y'all, but give them an idea of how in baseball, travel ball, that y'all are doing during the summer. Because I know y'all go all over the place.
We're gone a lot during the summer. Oh, yeah.
Where y'all go?
Yeah.
Let Austin talk a little bit.
Sometimes we'll go probably about as far as Georgia. We'll kind of stay around Texas and Mississippi and Bama. We'll sometimes go to Florida, but that's not too often.
So how do y'all kind of stack up against guys in baseball? We'll talk about baseball. How do y'all stack up against guys from other states?
We just play baseball. You don't really have to be the biggest and strongest to compete with those big teams. We'll bunt, we'll run, we do anything to win.
Absolutely.
Who is y'all's favorite player to watch? As far as college baseball or whether it's professional. Who do you look up? Who you like? Man, I like watching this guy.
Jackson Dart for the New York Giants.
I was wondering how long it was going to be before we heard that name.
Jackson Dart from the Ole Miss Rebels.
Yep.
Hotty toddy there.
Yep.
What about you, Austin?
I like watching Cam Scatterbo.
Don't know that one.
Yeah, Cam, he got hurt right now. He got hurt, though. But Arizona State guy?
Yes, sir. He just runs through everybody.
Oh, I know you from the New York Giants.
Yeah, he got hurt here recently.
Got hurt recently here.
Yeah, absolutely.
As far as a catcher-wise, who do you like looking at?
Probably Patrick Bailey.
Patrick Bailey, okay.
Did y'all watch the World Series?
A little bit.
That was a pretty cool Game 7, right?
Yeah, it was.
Who was y'all pulling for?
Toronto.
Oh, you were pulling for Toronto, okay.
I wanted Toronto to win.
What about you, Peyton?
I wasn't really a fan of either. I was kind of upset that the Cubs lost out early. I like the Cubs a lot.
Here we got a Cubs fan here. The old WGN Harry Carey. As I was growing up. So.
And Peyton, I know we said football, baseball, but you also play
basketball.
Basketball, and that's starting up right now also. So you're going to go from football straight into basketball.
Yeah, and then straight into baseball.
And then straight into baseball.
Yeah.
AP over here gets to go football. He gets a little bit of a break, but I know he's going to be out there on the field after football practices because I see him out there working out all the time.
Right.
Summer, off times, it doesn't matter. This kid right here is out there working out constantly.
Are y'all going to any prospect camps, anytime soon coming up as far as, during Thanksgiving or anything?
Sometimes there's some showcases.
Showcases?
Some local ones that we'll kind of go and show up to and just put up some numbers, but they're usually during the summertime or late spring that we usually hit them up.
So can we win the district championship in baseball?
Oh, yes, sir.
I hope so.
We got some payback, right?
Yeah, we got Kinder.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to say it, okay. We got to get some home games, though.
That's right.
So
we got some home games.
We got to get some home games in that district tournament. How do we get the home game?
Win.
Oh, well, we win our district games.
Win the
games.
So that's a goal?
That's a big goal,
And
yes,
then go
sir.
as far as we can in the playoffs.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about, since we're talking about baseball so much, tell us a little bit about how playing with Coach Jordan Marks.
Oh, I love it. I like how Coach Jordan runs it and everything. He always gets us ready for the games coming up, the 2 games a week and maybe 1 game a week or the double headers and stuff like that. I like it.
What about you, Peyton?
Yeah, he's a very laid-back coach. He's hard on us, but, he coaches us right. So, yeah, he's my favorite coach to play for by far.
Coach Marks is, I've been knowing him for a while, and, he played right over across the river at Louisiana College under Coach Burns, and, I love Jordan, and
Sure.
the family and his mama especially, and a little quick side note, his mama did help me and Landon whenever Landon's mama was dying. I'll never forget Jordan's mama, bringing a pizza,
Memories, baby.
Bring back memories, and I still get chill bumps over that, and I got a lot of respect, and I love Coach Jordan Marks here,
Sure.
I know what he's building. He's building quality men. It's not what you're doing on that baseball field. He's preparing you for life after.
Absolutely.
After you get out
We all
to
try to
space.
do that.
And all your coaches are trying to do that, preparing you for, the struggles and the adversity that you're, after life. Because you're going to hit that ball. You're going to hit that wall. And you're going to say, you know what, I got through with Coach Perkins. I got through with Coach Jordan Marks. And that's what they're preparing you for. And may not be something you see now, but I just want you to know, guys, you'll see it later on off in life.
Absolutely. Okay, so before we go off the air, how are y'all feeling about tomorrow night and the prospect of playing a home playoff game?
Oh, I plan on winning tomorrow night. I don't think it should be a close game. I think we should go ahead and just take it.
Yeah, I'm very ready for tomorrow night. I want to play a home playoff game pretty bad, so yeah, I'm ready for tomorrow night for sure.
All right.
Right. We're going to wrap it up here, from Brocato's tomorrow night, 6:30. We will go live at 6:30 tomorrow night, live from Port Barry. You can catch us on 446, sports.com, or you can make that drive down to Port Barre.
I don't know how to say it.
I don't know how to say it either.
I've got like 3 ways tonight.
So y'all come out and support the Menard Eagles tomorrow night, and we're going to bring home that W tomorrow night, for we can get that home game next week at home. So for Robert, Nick, Nick, John, Doug, for the crew, it's 446 and the Eagles Nest Coaches Show.